Good morning everyone. So today we'll be discussing about that is turpentine varnish and the water varnishes. So in the previous slide we have been discussed about what are the types of varnishes, what do you mean by varnishes, and what are the ingredients of the varnishes. So as we all know, the varnishes, it has been used in wooden surfaces or wooden materials, and it is of a transparent solutions of the resinous substances. Okay, so resinous substances means that are amber, copal, shellac. These are the resinous substances. And what are the compositions? First one is resins, dryers, and solvents. So resins I've already told. There are resins such as copal, lac, or shellac, or rosin. So copal is mainly that has been derived or that has been come from the pine trees, and it is type of a hard substances. And the lac or shellac is mainly obtained by the fluid that has been emitted from the insects. And the rosin, it has been obtained from the pine trees. And next one is that is dryer. I've already told. What do you mean by dryer? That to quickly dry the things. The function of the dryer to accelerate the process of the drying. And what are the common dryers that are used in the varnishes? That are litharase, white copper, and lead acetate. And last one is that is solvents. So depending upon the nature of the solvents, the type of the solvent it has been used. On what are the types of solvents? That is boiled, linseed oil, methylated spirit of wine, turpentine, wood, naphtha. So what are the types of varnishes? I've already been discussed. First one is oil varnish. Second one is spirit varnish. Okay, these two varnishes I have all been discussed with you. So oil varnish means these varnishes are of use of a linseed oil as a hard resins, and amber and copal are dissolved by heating, and this dries slowly, and it mainly give the hard and durable surfaces. And in the spirit varnish it dry quickly, but it is not durable, and these varnishes are the methylated spirit of the wine. And soft resins such as lac or shellac, it has been dissolved, and this spirit varnish it is commonly used in the furnitures. And now we'll be reading about that is turpentine varnish. So what do you mean by turpentine varnish? These varnishes use turpentine as a solvent in which soft resins such as gum damer, mastic, and rosins have been dissolved. And these varnishes dry quickly, but it is not durable. Okay. And these turpentine varnishes are cheaper than the oil varnishes. So next, that is water varnishes. These varnishes are formed by dissolving the shellac in hot water by using the enough quantity of ammonia, borax, potash, or soda. And the water varnishes are mainly used for the varnishing wallpapers, maps, pictures, book jackets, etc. So water varnishes means they are mainly formed by dissolving the shellac in the hot water, and these water varnishes are mainly used for the varnishing the wallpapers, maps, pictures, book jackets, etc. Okay. So now we'll be reading about that is distemper. So what do you mean by distemper? The distemper may be defined as a water paints that consists of white color, that is a powdered chalk, and coloring pigment and glue size is mixed with water, then the distemper is formed. Okay, and these are available in the powder or paste form, and they are cheaper than the paints and varnishes and are easier to work. And the main objective of applying a distemper is to give the plaster surface or to create the smooth surfaces. Okay. So we can say that distemper is mainly defined as a water paints, and it consists of the white powdered chalk and some quantity of colored pigment, and glue size is mixed with water, and it is mainly available in the powdered form or paste form, and it is cheaper than the paints and the varnishes which are easier to work. And the main objective to apply a distemper is to create the smooth surface in the plastered surface. So what are the properties of distempers? On drying, the film of distempers shrinks. Hence, it leads to cracking. Okay, so we can say that the film of distemper shrinks, hence it leads to cracking. And the coatings of the distemper are usually thick and they are more brittle than any other types of water paints. Okay, so we have three types of coatings. We'll be reading in the next slide. First is that is preparation of the surface, primary coat, and the coats of the distemper. There are three types of coatings of distemper. We'll be reading that, and they are usually thick and they are more brittle than any other type of a water paints. So they are generally in color and they provide a good reflective coating. They are less durable than the oil paints. They exhibit poor quality. They are mainly applied on the brickwork, cement plastered surface, lime plastered surface. Okay. And they prove to be unsatisfactory in damp locations such as kitchen and bathroom. Okay. So we are using the water every time in our kitchen and bathroom. So it is proved to be unsatisfactory in the damp locations. Okay. So next we'll be reading about, that is process of distempering. In the process of distempering only, there are three types of coating we are applying it. First is preparation of the surface, second is primary coat, and last one is coats of the distemper. Okay. So in the preparation of the surface, so first is the surface is to receive the distemper is thoroughly rubbed and cleaned. The important facts to be kept in the mind. So while preparing a surface in the distemper, so we have to, the surface to receive the distemper is thoroughly rubbed and cleaned. We have to first rub it and clean the surface while we'll prepare a surface. Okay. While we will use the distemper. So first is the new plaster surface should be kept exposed for a period of 2 months or so as to dry out before the distemper is applied on them. Okay. The surface to receive distemper should be free from any efflorescence patches. They are to be wiped out by the clean cloth. The irregularities such as cracks, holes, etc. of the surfaces are to be filled by lime putty or gypsum and allowed to become hard before the distemper is applied on the surfaces. And if the distemper is to be applied on the existing distempered surface, the old distemper should be removed by profuse watering. Okay. So first, while preparing a surface, so we have to first clean or rub it for a period of 2 months. Okay. And the surface to receive the distemper, if we apply a distemper on a surfaces, it should be free from any patches and it should be wiped by a clean cloth. And the irregularities such as if any cracks or holes or any types of cracks it has been present, it can be filled by the lime putty or gypsum, and it is mainly allowed to become hard before the distemper is applied on that. And if anything occurs, if any distemper is to be applied on the existing distempered surface, then the old distemper it has to be removed by the watering. Okay, so next one is, that is priming coat. So in the priming coat, after preparing the surfaces to receive the coats of the distemper, a primary coat is applied and it is allowed to become dry. Okay, so after preparation of surfaces, so we have to receive the coats of the distemper. So after that, before we receive the coats of the distemper, a primary coat it has been applied to become the dry. So what are the coats of the distemper? There are three coats. The first coat of the distemper is then applied on the surface. It should be a light tint and applied with a great care. And the second coat of distemper is applied after the first coat has been dried and it become hard. Okay. So what are the facts to be remembered? The distempering should be done in dry weather condition, and the oil bound distemper or washable distemper to oil painted walls, wood, corrugated iron, etc. Okay, so it should be reminded while putting a coat of the distemper. And okay, and the application of the distemper by spraying the pistol is superior to that type of the process, and this spraying affords the smooth and durable film of distemper. So we can spray the distemper than the brushes. Okay, so spraying a pistol is superior than that type of a process because it gives or it affords the smooth and durable film of distemper. Okay, so these are the codes of the distemper. So here are some of the assignment questions. So write down the ingredients of the paint. What is the role of solvents in a paint? What are the compositions of the distemper? State the objective of a painting a surface and explain the properties and describe the process of application of distemper to a fresh surface. Okay, so these are the some of the assignment questions. You can do it. Okay, if any doubt occurs, you can ask me in the next slide. Thank you.